Hello, I'm going to share with you 5 different period products and how they work so you can choose the right ones for you. Let's get started. So first of all, we've got the things that we can use outside of our body. So we have pads, and they usually come in a box and then inside they're in a wrapper. And you can open up the wrapper, and then there's a sticky bit on the back which you can then stick into your knickers. And there are also ones that come with wings, so that they can wrap around the outside of your knickers. Again, they're sticky on the back, so they stay in place. And then you want to stick those in your knickers first, before you then peel back the part that sticks the wings. So let me show you, because these can be a bit tricky when you first try. So you're sticking inside the knickers. You can do it when the knickers are around your legs so they stay apart better. Once that's stuck inside, then you can peel the other part off, and then that wraps underneath the knickers on each side, so that you don't get any staining each side of the pad, and also it helps to keep it in place. And these pads can take quite a lot of liquid, because sometimes you might worry, how much can you actually put in them? They say the average amount of blood per period is 16 teaspoons. So keep pouring in. That's a lot. That's a lot more than 16 teaspoons that I've put, and there's still some absorbency there. But at night you can get much thicker ones so that they'll last you longer. So these are much thicker, they stick on in the same way, and then they'll hold a lot more liquid. Now, what you'll have seen with those is there's quite a lot of plastic involved. You can get ones that have organic cotton, and they use cardboard containers, which are a little bit more friendly for the environment. But you can also get reusable pads, and they come in all sorts of different designs and colours. They don't have the sticky bit, they have poppers. So you lay it on the knickers like before, and then you take the little wings underneath and click them shut. So for night you can have bigger ones. You can also get little thin ones that are for outside of the period. Maybe you get some fluid coming out in the middle of the cycle. It's a sign of a really healthy cycle, the cervical fluid, or white flow, I like to call it. So you can put those in your knickers at other times, but you probably need something a bit bigger. And inside there's a layer that stops the blood going all the way through. And then there's another layer that's absorbent and helps keep the moisture inside. And then these can be washed. You might put them in a bucket, or you can put them in the washing machine and wash them. So what we can also use on the outside are period pants. And these come now in all sorts of designs, like boxer shorts, bikini style, different colours. And again, like a pad, it has different layers. So there's a layer that stops the blood going all the way through. And you wear them just like normal knickers, and you can change them every so often. So you usually need a few of these. They're often sold in packs, and they can be really, really convenient. You can even layer up. So if you have a heavier period and you're not sure that this is going to last you very long at school or wherever you have to go, you could always use this with a pad inside. And when the pad's finished, if it's a disposable one, you can put it in the bin. Don't put them down the toilet because it will block the toilet. Or if it's a reusable one, you can put it in a little waterproof bag and take it home. And then you don't have to take the period pants off, change your trousers or whatever. It's much quicker just to take a pad and put it to one side, and then you've got this to last you longer. So you can layer them up. There are even swimming costumes that have this period material inside so that you can go swimming on your period. So they're the things that you can use on the outside, but there's also things that you can wear inside. So let me just show you. This is what I use in my workshops with girls. So if I stand up, we've got here the womb or uterus, the tubes that lead to the ovaries where the eggs are, and then here we've got the vagina. So if you use something called a tampon, that is where you're putting the tampon to sit inside, and then that absorbs the blood while it's inside the body. And you get different sizes. So this is a bigger one, a smaller one. If you look on the packets, it will say how absorbent it is. So that one is less absorbent, super. So you've got three drops coloured in. And with these, they come in plastic, and you need to either twist to get the plastic off. You mustn't put the plastic inside. And then there's a little string, a thread that you pull down so it's easier to pull out afterwards. So it's often easy if you come down into a squat position. There'll be a leaflet inside the box that tells you how to do it. So you can squat down and then push it inside, and you need to get it high enough that it's not rubbing down right at the entrance. So you could start with a smaller one and then work up to a bigger one if you need it. But if that's tricky to do because you need to get it sort of up inside rather than just sitting right at the entrance, you can have tampons with an applicator. So they sometimes come with a plastic tube. The cardboard tubes are a bit better for the environment, a lot better for the environment. And so with this one, you put this at the entrance. Oops. So put it at the entrance, and then you can push the tube up so it goes higher up inside the body. And then you just pull the cardboard out, and there's the little string again to help you pull it down. And when you're pulling it down, you can just squeeze a little bit, and that will help release it. And you just gently pull with the string. So these can absorb a lot of liquid. They only expand as much as they're needed. So if there's only space for that much, it won't get any bigger than that. But if there's more space and more liquid, they can really spread out. So this is why it helps you to stop the blood flow coming out. So it's gradually filling up, really spreading. But it wouldn't get that big unless there was space. So it's not going to get stuck up there. The other thing that you can use inside is a menstrual cup. So these are made of silicone, and they can go inside the body, and they usually come with a little stem which you can cut off or leave it, so it's a bit like the string on the tampon, so you can get hold of it and pull it down. But most people I know find that it's a bit irritating, so they cut it off with scissors right at the base of the cup. And then to put it in, there's all sorts of different ways that you can fold it up. The way I like to do it is fold in one side, and then it's smaller to get up inside the vagina. And you can get different size cups, so you can get smaller ones. Some are thinner than others, so there are websites that you can go to, and I'll put the link below, so you can compare and contrast and see which one might be best for you. They come in different colours, and the good thing about these is that they can last 10 years. So when I was looking at what supermarkets offer, then tampons are the cheapest. You could get 20 tampons for £1. Whereas for the cheaper pads, you could get 10 pads 10 pads for £1.50, so they're a bit more expensive. And then a pair of period pants would cost you about £10. They can be more expensive than that, but you're going to need a few of those for one day. Or you've got a moon cup, which is about £17. But then you only need one if you look after it for 10 years. So in the end, you would save a lot of money if you can afford the £17 at the beginning. And again, with these, with tampons and with the cups, you can also layer it up. So you could place a pad in your knickers underneath in case there's any spills while you're getting used to it. But these can hold a lot of liquid. So on your heaviest day, you might need to empty it a couple of times. When you're on day 2, day 3, it might be enough to leave it in for most of the day while you're at school, while you're wherever you need to be. And to take it out, you just squeeze at the bottom slightly, and that breaks the seal that's been made that stops any of the blood coming out. So you just do a little squeeze, and you can give a little push inside, and it will start to come down. So it can't disappear up. On my here, there's got the vagina, you've got the womb, and this part is called the cervix, and that's going to stop the cup coming up higher. So the cup can't go higher and higher and higher. There's a place where it will stop. And you might go down into a squat, you just squeeze the bottom, that breaks the seal, and then you can gently pull it down and just empty it into the toilet, or you can empty it into the basin, wash it away with some water. And then at the end of using it, at the end of your period, then you need to find a way of sterilising it to make sure it's really clean before the next time that you put it in. So all of the things I've showed, none of them should go down the toilet because we don't want to block it. But the reusable things, again, this is good for the environment, like the reusable pads, because we're using them again and again. Something else to mention is that some of the really cheap products have quite a lot of chemicals in, and that can affect the tissues, the delicate areas of your body. So if you find you're getting itching after your period, it might be because of the products that you've used. So if you can afford ones that are organic, or use these reusable ones that won't have any chemicals in, that might really, really help. And often I hear women saying that when they use things without the chemicals, they have less bleeding, so less heavy periods. So there's some of the things that I wanted to share with you. If you're just having your first period and you're not sure what to use, try different things if you can. And don't worry, because everybody at some point might have had an accident where there's a little bit of a stain. We've all been there. You can wrap a cardigan around you. You can put your coat round. And if you are at school when your period starts and you don't have anything with you, then most schools in the UK now have a red box. So in the school office, or maybe in a secondary school, the nurse would have a red box where she has spare pads. And it's very likely that she has periods or has had periods in the past, and she won't be at all embarrassed if you come and ask her for a pad to use. Not everybody has easy access to products and to all of the things I've shown you, but food banks should have also period products that they can give you, like pads or tampons. So just like toothpaste and shampoo, it's something that we need. So don't feel embarrassed to ask about those things. So I hope this has been helpful, and you realise actually there's lots of different things that you can try. You might start with pads. You might later on try something like a cup as you feel more confident. It's really up to you. Thank you for watching, and let me know down below what you are going to try first.